Bismillahir, Rahmanir, Alhamdulillahi wahda, wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da, amma ba'd. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah An-Nisaa, He tells us, calling out to the believers to obey Allah and to obey His Messenger. He says, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ إِن كُنتُمْ تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. And if you disagree amongst yourselves, then take the issue back to Allah and His Messenger, and take it back to Allah and the Messenger if you believe in Allah and the last day. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He commands those who believe in Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to take their disagreements back to Allah and the Messenger alaihi salatu wasalam. And then in the following ayah, He contrasts that with those who are opposite of that. They take their disagreements to other than Allah and other than the Prophet alaihi salatu wasalam. When Allah Ta'ala says, أَلَمْ تَرَى إِلَى الَّذِينَ يزعمون أنهم آمنوا بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك يريدون أن يتحاكموا إلى الطاغوت وقد أمروا أن يكفروا به ويريد الشيطان أن يضلهم ضلالا بعيدا. Allah Ta'ala, He says, do you not see those who claim that they have believed in what was revealed to you, and they claim to believe what was revealed to those who came before you, while they want to go to the Taghut and use the Taghut as a judgment. And they were ordered to disbelieve in it. And the Shaitan wants to send them far, far astray. And so here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, do you not see those who have claimed, they claim to have believed in what the revelation, but while at the same time they don't want to use revelation as a means of judgment between them and their issues of disagreement. But what do they want to do? They want to take their affairs to the Taghut. They want to take their affairs to the Taghut, which is the false deity, that which is worshipped besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقَدْ أُمِرُوا أَن يَكْفُرُوا بِهِ. While at the same time, they were ordered to disbelieve in it. So, Imam al-Tabari, rahimahullah, he brings with his change of narration to some of the tabi'een, like Shaykh, Suddi, and others. They said that this ayah was revealed due to a disagreement that took place between a Yahudi and one of the munafiqeen, one of the people who claim Islam, but really deep down inside they are kuffar. And so the Yahudi said, let's take the issue to Muhammad, because he knew that the Prophet ﷺ does not accept bribes and he could not be swayed in his judgment. The Munafiq said, no, let's take the issue to the Kibar of the Yahud. We want to take it to the elders of the Yahud, because he knew they would accept bribes and they could be swayed in their judgment. And so finally, they were disagreeing, going back and forth, until finally they agreed on taking the affair to a kahin, to a soothsayer from Juhayna. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He revealed this verse. Do you not see the ones who claim to believe in what has been revealed to you, what revealed before you, while they want to take their judgments to the Taghut, to the false deities, while they were ordered to disbelieve in it. And so here, with this ayah, it brings us to a very, very, very important issue, and that is that you do have times when the Muslims disagree amongst themselves. And so what we find, or I find sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but there are some times when a person believes that because of the country that we live in, if he was to take the issue to the court system, he'll be able to extract much more than what he actually deserves. So instead of wanting to take the affair back to Allah and His Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, and say, la, we're not going to do that. We're going to raise the matter. I'm going to take you to court, or I'm going to sue you. And hire a lawyer, maybe even hire a Jew lawyer, right, to make, to extract the most that the system can give. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited this type of behavior. Because the tahakum, or settlement of differences, should not be based on anything but the legislation that Allah has revealed to His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And trying to utilize a system that is going to be oppressive, or a system that is built upon disbelief, a system that is built on oppression, a system that is built on favoring the strong over the weak. This type of tahakum, this type of seeking of judgment is impermissible, that we have been prohibited from seeking out. Likewise, when yesterday we discussed how at the time of divorce, how sometimes the brothers are a little bit oppressive to the women. So at the same time, I do know also I have cases where the women are being oppressive to the men, where they, because they feel like Islam, I'm not going to get much out of Islam. So since the marriage is over, I want to walk away with something. So we're going to go to the court system. We're going to go to the court system. And even when sometimes the woman will be the one to initiate the separation, and then she still wants to walk away with the business. She wants to walk away with the house. She wants to walk away with the summer house. She wants to walk away with the boat, and she wants both the cars, even though she can't drive, but one of them, right? She wants half of what's in the bank account. She wants the 401k. She wants all the stocks, right? Even though none of this is what she has a right to. And so all of this has been prohibited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've seen brothers want to settle their differences and say, no, we're going to take this to the court system. We're going to take this up with the mahkamah, because they believe that they're going to be able to extract from the situation much more than what they may feel like they're going to get if they just use the kitab and the sunnah. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited this type of tahakum, this type of seeking judgments. We've been ordered to settle our differences between us with the book of Allah and the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and to seek a judgment other than the book of Allah and the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is to seek a judgment with the Taghut. Just like when this individual, when the Yahudi suggested to go to the Prophet ﷺ, he said, no, I don't want to go to the Prophet. Why did he want to go to the Prophet? Because he knew the Prophet ﷺ was going to rule in justice and fairness. So he wanted to go elsewhere, because he didn't want the rule of justice and the rule of fairness. And so, irregardless, as what I mentioned yesterday, about how we feel is when we have differences. Obviously, if we're differing, then that means I have something is bothering me with you. Something's bothering you with me. I've said something, I've done something to you, you're mad at me, you said something to me, I'm mad at you. The emotions are flaring up. The emotions are flared up at this time. And with that, Allah Azza wa Jalla has ordered us to take our differences back to Allah and His Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So irregardless as to how we feel and how emotionally charged we are, we have to remain within the boundaries of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. Right? And we're not allowed to oppress one another. Trying to use a judgment, trying to use a system that is based upon something other than the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah of His Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And so anytime that we have differences amongst ourselves, then we must seek out a means of settling that difference based upon revelation. I know that sometimes I may say something, you may say something, and now myself, Dr. Ahmed Abdul Mateen, we may get into a shouting match with one another, right?
I say some bad names to him, he says some bad names to me, so now he hurt my feelings, I hurt his feelings, and so now I'm going to stick it to you, right? Stick it to you really good, right? I'm going to show you, right? And then he's saying the same thing, I'm going to show you, and at the same time, all that's really happening is, right, we're making lawyers rich, we're making the court system rich, and all of the while, just trying to seek out a means of oppressing one another. When really what we should be doing is settling our differences based upon what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. And so ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us, ask Allah ta'ala to guide us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite us and help us to make sure that we're always settling our differences in a way that Allah ta'ala is pleased with. May Allah accept from us our good deeds and our righteous actions. Ask Allah ta'ala to overlook our faults and forgive us of our sins.